Hey everybody, what's up? Oh, Jesus. Let me try that again. Hello everybody, what's up? This is Some Type of Artist, and welcome back to Let's Play .hack to You Volume 3. I don't know what the hell happened to my, my throat there. It made me sound like a Italian. I mean, I am Italian, but like, you know, an Italian. Whatever. What's here? Warning must read. Oh. Hello everyone. I found a somewhat troubling article on News Capture and thought I'd inform everyone about it. Are people aware of the black spots that have been showing up recently and being talked about for the past 3 games? According to News Capture, these occur when the virus Ida is affecting the game program. Forgive me for sounding like a nagging mother, but if you're concerned with being contaminated by a virus, stop logging into the world immediately. Yeah. There's a virus? Is there? If there is, don't you think it's funny that there has been no announcement from CC Corp? Well, not really. CC Corp doesn't have a habit of being ethical. Nyan, it's dangerous to play the world, Nyan? Oh, that's not going to get annoying. So basically, this entire thread is just talking about something that was on the news that I don't think we, I don't think I kept that in just because it was mostly the same stuff we're learning about here. Anyway, sorry for the last episode. I tried uploading it like 3 different times. I don't know what YouTube's problem with the music in that one scene is, and it's not like it's music we haven't heard either. It's like it's Zelkova's theme. We hear it whenever Zelkova's out and about being mysterious, but for whatever reason YouTube was just giving me such a problem with it. And it's like, I don't know, it wouldn't be so bad if it was just like, you know, a copyright notice thing, because I got a couple of those, and you know, it's fine. I'm doing this for fun and everything, so I'm not really looking to monetize off of it. But yeah, this time it was just like the claimant is refusing it to be like broadcast in 5 different countries, including the United States, which is, you know, obviously where I live, or not so obviously, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if it's gonna get to a point where I'm not even gonna be able to like show the video, then it's like, geez, that's and it's for it feels like for such a dumb reason too. This happened before actually in the Volume 1 finale. At the very end, I let this very music play. Actually, like I let it play on the desktop for like 30 seconds or so, just to like, because I just thought it was like a nice piece just to like finish off the Let's Play with and to like reflect on. And they did the same exact thing. So I don't know, that I thought, well, maybe it was because no one was really talking over it. This time though, it's like, well, people were talking during that cutscene. Maybe they weren't talking enough and they picked up like a part that I don't know. It was weird. I know I wasn't talking particularly a lot during it, but it's so frustrating. It really is. Geez, just to like refuse showing it in countries over like what though? Like the music? Like seriously? It's not like I don't know. I don't know. But this was the news article they were talking about with the Ida thing. Under certain circumstances, an infected Ida will enter the program files and rewrite data. It is said that Ida-infected programs will display several black dots on the screen. As there is a possibility of there being a hidden message from the virus creator, NAB is looking into all the leads involving the virus. There are no solutions for Ida-infected computers or servers. If Ida has infected a computer or any other device, NAB recommends terminating any connection to the network immediately, as well as not logging into online games or exchanging files online. So I think I talked over before, but they were basically like saying Ida's a virus that like interacts with like infects things where people like interact with each other, like online games or email or and stuff like that. And you know, when I'm reading it all in the news capture, it really feels like it makes like a hell of a lot more sense than when they talk about it in the game. Like I hate that I cut out so much of the news stuff, but I mean it's just not an entertaining part of the video. It's just kind of something like, if you're interested in the game, then definitely take some time and read it for yourself. But I do kind of feel like, you know, being able to like read everybody's different opinions and everything in your own, like, voice in your head. Like, not to say, like, the voice acting in any one part of the game is bad or not, but I mean, I don't know. I guess, like, when you're, like, reading something and it's at your own pace, you can kind of get, like, a better, like, feel of it than if it's just being, like, spoken to you like it's a movie or something like that. I feel that way when I'm, like, reading books a lot, too. Like, I don't know, I can't say I've actually, like, read many books that I read first and then became movies, but, it is kind of weird, like, if I read something and then go watch the movie version, or if I go watch the movie version and then read the book, just how, like, different characters can sound in my head, and just how much that can make a difference in affecting how I, like, personally enjoy whatever it is. But,
You should invite Kuhn and do a quest.
yeah, today's gonna be a quest episode, and I was hoping it would be more than a quest episode, but it's not. It's just a quest episode. That's okay. Maybe it's better to have, like, a low-key episode now and again. Nah, it's not. I want to get to the story. I really want to get to the story, but whatever. But let's go do this first. Next part will be a fun time. I think so. I think next part is the part where Sakaki is just, like, on his soapbox and just, like, preaching to, like, the entire audience of the PK tournament about judging Haseo for his sins. Jesus Christ, it's so over the top. But, yeah, so I don't really know, like, I didn't really know what to do, so I just, like, cut the audio out of... At first I like, just redid the part in the video and just made the volume, like, as low as it could possibly be for the video, hoping that maybe it wouldn't get picked up then, but it still did, and so eventually I just said, well, I'm just gonna have to, like, not have it there and read it aloud, and then I went and did my own thing with it. I didn't know what I was gonna do, like, otherwise. It would have really sucked if I... Well, you know what? No, I'm not gonna lie. It wouldn't have really sucked if I couldn't have shown that scene. That scene had, like, nothing to do with anything at all. That scene was, like, entirely done just to, like, make Zelkova seem more mysterious and have his reveal be, oh my god, more whatever, but... whatever. Hello, Dr. Kubo. It's still so weird that in Volume 3 we're still, like, meeting these guys for their quests, but... Jeez. Whatever. So how are you guys all doing? Hope you guys are doing okay today. It is a kind of dreary, rainy kind of day. I just got back in walking my dog, and now I'm all, like, sweaty. You know, it's really weird how, like... I hate it when it's, like, not hot outside, but, like, after you've been walking or doing anything that would make you sweat a little bit, you come back inside and, like, all of a sudden it's, like, so super warm, and everything just feels, like, so sticky and gross. It's a very humid day, too.
Kuhn?
What's up, Kuhn?
Really? You think so? Well, let's get going on this quest.
Sure thing, man. Yeah, Kuhn's all depressed about something, too. Maybe he's depressed because it's a rainy day, too. Who knows? I'm actually happy it's, like, a rainy day. We've had, like... I don't know, I like rainy days. I think our area could use a little more rain now and then. Just to, like, I don't know. It's very late in the season now, but it helps out the grass and the flowers and the trees and whatever. Washes off the car. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm just... I'm the kind of guy that really doesn't like, hot weather at all, so I've been kind of, like, waiting I always wait, like, all summer for the fall to come so it can, like, cool down, so I can start wearing hoodies again, and I can start wearing pants again, and just... I always get a little irritable when, like... Or I guess around this time of year until, like, after October's over, because I'm just kind of, like... I'm being, like, teased with all of these, like, really nice weather days, and then it goes back to being, like, either warmer than I'd like it to be, or humid, or whatever, and it's just, like, I just want the coolness, because spring and fall aren't really things here, so it's usually just either summer weather or winter weather, and you get, like, a couple of good weeks, couple of good solid weeks for, like, the in-between weather, and that's usually my favorite weather, and, yeah, jeez. Another cave. How lovely. I actually forget if anything more important happens in here. I think I left more in this dungeon than I normally do. So I think there's a few cutscenes like this here and there. But basically, all the Chim Chims have gone missing. So we need to go find them for Dr. Kubo.
Shall we take a good look around the dungeon?
Yeah, so it's you know, did we do this quest before too? I feel like in Volume 1 there was another quest where like there were no Chim Chims in a dungeon. And we had to find them. I can't remember. Jeez, Volume 1 seems like forever ago. It's really just I don't know, it's weird how like it feels like I've been doing this for not too long of a time, but like, I started the game back in June, and it's October now. I've been, like, involved in GU far longer than I really wanted to be.
Where did all the Chim Chim
At least I'm not playing the game anymore. At least I'm on to, like, different things. I've been trying to do some Halloween games this month. Halloween's my favorite holiday.
Sorry, what was that?
And I usually like to try to, like... I've been trying to, like, each year, like, you know, trying to watch, like, more scary movies or scary shows or play some scary games. Not even scary, just, like, you know, Halloween themed, so... I had borrowed a bunch of, like, horror movies from one of my friends at work for the past couple of years, but she doesn't work there anymore, so I don't really have any horror movies or anything to watch. I tried watching The Ring on TV, and I don't know, I couldn't really get into it. I came in halfway, I was reading something while I was watching it anyway, but like, I don't know. Nothing about it was really like captivating me too much. Maybe I should have just watched it from the beginning, but I haven't really seen too much other than that, so I've just been trying to like play some Halloween games. I played through Castlevania Aria of Sorrow for Game Boy Advance off the Wii U Virtual Console. I like that a lot, because last month I had actually played Symphony of the Night for the first time, and that was a game I've been wanting to play for a while. So it was, and I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. There was just like, there were a few things that kind of like bugged me about it, that kind of like kept being kind of a problem for me as I went through the game, but it was also my first time playing it, so I'm thinking, well, maybe if I play through it a second time, or, you know, like subsequent playthroughs, because it's short enough to play through again, and it was fun, so I'm definitely going to play through it again at some point, but I don't know, just some little things just kind of, like, bothered me. Like, you equip items and stuff like that, like weapons and shields and armor, and hell, even the healing items you have to equip and then, like, use. And, you know, once you start accumulating a lot of them, I really kind of, like, frustrated me, because, you know, they were all in, like, one gigantic list, and there was no, like, good way to organize them. You had, like, that, like, Pokemon way of organizing them, or, like, the original games, where you just, like, switch the places of two items, and you have to switch, like, places of, like, every single item until you get where you want, and it's, like, the game's not long enough to, like, really justify doing that. But at the same time, it's, like, there's too much stuff here for, like, when you're looking for, like, a healing thing to use for yourself, you kind of get lost in it. Or if I want to, like, switch, like, a weapon or a shield out for, like, some kind of attribute on it, that kind of got a little annoying. It also didn't help that, like, when you pressed the pause menu to, like, go and switch all this stuff out, the music just stops playing, and that was, like, very jarring for me. And it was good music, too, so it's, like, that was even more disappointing. So I wanted to see, like... because I've liked Metroidvania games I've played so far, and I want to play more of them. So it was, like, kind of, like, a little disappointing that one of, like, the big games that started that genre wasn't something I fell in love with. I hope that later down the road I'll like it more, I'll be able to appreciate it more. But, I want to try Aria of Sorrow out, because that was, that came out later, and I wanted to see if it fixed anything, and it did. The item thing was fixed. I thought, I don't know, I just went through the game, like, more, comfortably, I guess. Like, there were still hard parts, in it and everything, but, like, I don't know, I felt like more in control of a lot I did with it. Another thing that bugged me about Symphony of the Night was like this weird difficulty curve. Like, at the beginning of the game, I felt like enemies did a lot of damage to you, and like, I kind of expected that, because I know Castlevania is kind of known for its, like, difficulty. But once you start getting a bunch of weapons, the game gets pretty easy. But then, like, once you go through, like, a certain point in a game, and then you have to do, like, the entire castle, but, like, upside down, the enemies get, like, this huge spike all over again. And it's just, I don't know. I never really felt like some areas were easier than others, and I didn't really see, like, a good way to explore it. I don't know, I really have to go through it again. But Aria of Sorrow didn't have that, like, inverted castle nonsense, which I appreciated, because traveling through the inverted castle was, honestly, like, one of the biggest pains of the game for me. Like, you pretty much had to, like, transform into, like, a bat just to, like, get to a lot of different places. Unless there's something I don't know about, and there very well could be something that I don't know about. Because I went and watched a playthrough of it online afterwards, and there were, like, a bunch of things I didn't know you could do. Like, the bat has, like, this dash move that I don't know how you can do. I gotta look that up. Same thing with the wolf. There's, like, a bunch of different, like, I don't know, fighting move button inputs that let you do, like, neat shit, but I don't know, since you can't really use the control stick to do them, I've never really been good at, like, fighting button combos when you've got to, like, move the control pad in, like, clockwise or counterclockwise motions. I'm better when it's just, like, a left-right thing, but, like, when I've got to do, like, left to down, I don't know, like, something about it just, like, I can't, like, have it input correctly for me unless I'm using the control stick. Not that I'm, like, a huge fighting game person in general. Maybe that's why I've never really been great at it, but all the same, there wasn't anything like that in Aria of Sorrow. And then I played through Castle in the Darkness again. Not really, like, I don't know, I'd say it's like a Halloween-y game. Because there's, like, a lot of Halloween stuff, like skeletons and stuff like that in it. That was the first Steam game I've ever played, actually, and that was a couple of years ago. Like, I know I'm pretty late to the Steam party, but I never really thought my computer could, like, handle it. And then I saw that Castle in the Darkness game, and that just, like, really clicked with me when I was watching the person online play it. And the music, like, really clicked with me, too, so I went and downloaded it, and it ran fine. And, you know, I pick up Steam games here and there that I think my computer can handle. So that was fun doing that again. Speaking of a Halloween-y place, this is kind of like a dreaded Halloween-y place. Littered with the corpses of 1,000 players lost to Tri-Edge. Oh wait, Tri-Edge isn't part of the story anymore, apparently. So, never mind.
Kostya Bodger.
It is, it's the place where Alcade died. / became a lost one, / fell into a coma. Oh man, look at this. Speaking of Halloween, Chim Chims are gathered around this thing, and I know it's just the Tri-Edge mark, but it kind of reminds me of, like some kind of pentagram.
Looks like the Chim Chims are giving the land's energy back.
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. But being here, it kind of makes it seem like
You see,
they're performing some kind of sacrificial ritual.
And the purified Chim spheres brought here for Return of the Earth. They're pretty, like fireworks, aren't they?
I see. That's why we didn't find any Chim Chims on the farm.
You mean in the cave?
I went into this quest with the intention of
What
doing this
farm?
for the players that I know. But something happened and they couldn't come.
Wait a minute. They didn't become lost ones, did they?
Jonquil and Peony, actually. I've been so busy dealing with this GU stuff, I haven't been able to spend much time with them.
Huh?
They sent me emails to break up with me. I've been dumped again.
Ha ha
Despite
ha
everything that's been
ha.
going on, you made plans to go on a quest with a girl?
With a filthy girl! You know girls can't play games, Kuhn!
You know what?
I, the terror of death, no longer wish to have you in my party. What about all the quests you went on with girls, Saseo? You've got like a harem ready for you by the end of this game. I wonder if I show that off. I can't remember if I have footage of that, but you do get this obnoxious desktop of Haseo surrounded by like every single female party member and entrance, like all fawning over him. Yes, let's go report it. Jeez, there's 5 minutes left in the video though. What else did I do in this video? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Find a deep cave to hide in. In a million years they'll find me. Only dust and a plaque that reads, "Here lies poor old Jack." He also put the Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack on my MP3 player, so I've been listening to that here and there. Like, that's like one of the only Halloween movies I have to watch that I actually own. I have a couple of others. None of them are like horror movies. Well, actually, one of them is. I keep forgetting. One of the movies my friend let me borrow, I think either last year or the year before, was Trick or Treat. That was an interesting collection of like 4 short stories that were all like loosely connected with each other. And it was like a movie. I did find a copy of that pretty cheap in the Suncoast. So I keep forgetting about that. My movies are like kind of all scattered all over different parts of my room right now. I don't like have anything displayed very well. I got a very small room to deal with, and I can't really like display things as I would like to. So a lot of things are just kind of like stored in like cubbies and stuff. I kind of like make a mental note. If I ever want to watch a movie, here's where all my movies are. If I ever want to find a CD, here's where all my CDs are. But geez, yeah, what else are we doing in this video? Book of Wisdom, Magic Attack, yeah, like that'll help Haseo. I really shouldn't have just like wasted all these magic attacks. I should have like gave them to like Gaspard or Sakubo. I would give them to Adelie if she would like use the what do you call them? Like the attack spells you get for your items. Because in the original series, you got to like give like all of those scrolls to like your party members, and like even if they didn't have any magic in their skills, when you use the command to have everybody use magic, they'll use the things from their inventory. So it was always good to like have all these like scrolls and give them to like your fighters and everything. So if you ran into enemies that had physical tolerance, even they could like do something. Like, I don't want to go off on it again, but, like, there were just so many more options you could do. Thank you for your regular patronage, yeah. Ooh, we're ready for the semifinals. Against Antares, huh? The Crouching Tiger's Hidden Dragons. Could we really not have named ourselves something a little more interesting than Team Haseo? I guess not, with Haseo's ego the way it is. I'm sure you've already got the message, but I'm your opponent for the semifinal. Oh my god, my throat. You probably want me to forfeit or something, but I ain't gonna throw this match. I can sort of tell this tournament's got that Avatar and Ida stuff wrapped up in it. But you see, Haseo, fuck you. As long as I'm fighting somebody strong, I don't care what the reasons are. Doesn't matter if you used to be my student, I'm just gonna do this by the arena rules. Yeah, I mean, like... I don't know. I don't get that Ida's influence is over him. This just kind of seems like a thing Antares would do. He's like a retired emperor, and when you first meet him, and then he like takes you to Ikolo, the world's most boring guild, it's like clear he like misses it.
Antares has got more pride in the arena than anybody else around. Is the Ida server manipulating those feelings of pride in him?
Probably not, Haseo, honestly. It really, like, I don't know, they, like, picked the wrong people to, like, emphasize this Ida thing. I found something out about Sakaki. Yada, though, give me a little more time for him. It looks like Sakaki sold himself to CC Corp, saying that he once controlled Adelie, who was contaminated by Ida, then was able to control it somehow. Oh, well, I bet that went over well. If you can completely control Ida, it'd be possible to bring back the Lost Ones. That's Sakaki's theory. Of course, that was just a bluff and he has no proof, but the management was grasping at straws, so they decided to buy his story. Sakaki suggested that Ida has a strong interest in the arena, giving Endurance and Sirius as examples. He's claimed that keeping the PK tournament open will restrict Ida's expansion into the real world. He's kind of got a point. Sakaki's just a normal player. I wonder, is he really the one that put this plan together? I get the feeling that some larger plot here. Watch yourself out there, Aseo. Yeah, like, again, Ovan said at the end of Volume 2, I'm the one that gave Sakaki Ida.
What's going on?
Why is no one bringing up Ovan in all this? I got a message from Pi. Pi's doing everything by herself. She's got it rougher than any of us. She's fighting against the company she works for. That's a real tough thing to do. All we can do is trust her and wait. The waiting's driving me crazy, though. Yeah, I kind of, like, feel a little bad for Pi in this volume.
Pi's really giving it her best.
Hate to say it, because I'm still not a fan of her, but, you know, I can kind of, like, feel her fatigue in this one. But anyway, well, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.